Hello everybody, welcome to another Zabbix video. This time I will talk about mount point monitoring on the Linux server. And by mount point I mean in case we mount a network file system or we mount a Samba share, then if the share suddenly disappears, like the mount still exists but the content is empty, and like how to detect such issue, that will be covered in this video, so stay tuned. And what we will do is we will take the stock template from Zabbix, like stock Linux monitoring, and add extra settings, extra discovery to deal with these special mount points. And let's start data collection templates. Here I have official template 7.2, and I would like to clone this template because like in case later we overwrite, then all the changes will be lost. If we clone the template, then the changes will not be lost. Okay, and inside this template there is like an item key. If we search for .get apply here, there's a item key vfs fs.get. This is maybe not so old key. It exists for the last 2 years probably, and if we go very detailed, like it was introduced in Zabbix 6.0.11 agent, not the server, like agent must be at least 6.0.11, and then we can start to utilize this mechanism. So if the mount point monitoring is something which really needs to be done in your infrastructure, then make sure the agent is at least 6.0.11, and then we can really take advantage of this. I'm recording this tutorial on the 7.2, so but practically we can apply it on 6.0 something. So this is a bulk data collection. This item really like captures everything what happens in the file system in one go. Like every 1 minute it really captures like a lot of aspects, and also even those mount point related stuff when a new mount appears, it will kind of register that in the like JSON, and it will list the actual mount point name. So this is like great input or great tools for the solution. We need to have this item key supported, and it's supported starting from 6.0.11. And this, like we see the name of the key is get file systems, and it's already used in the discovery. Here, if we look mounted file systems, we see get file systems is here. What I will do, I will kind of clone this discovery and have a separate discovery which deals with the with the mount points. Okay, and so clone over here button, and I will call it like I don't know, CIFS, and the name will be also the same. So this is the clone. And one interesting bit is like here in the 7.0 we have a special functionality, delete lost resources. Okay, this is not special, but this is very explicit in the 7.0. So what to do when we do not discover the thing anymore, and we don't want to disable, like if the mount is kind of like not discovered, it kind of means like it failed to mount the thing. But hopefully like we discovered the mount yesterday or 3 days ago, so we would really want to like never kind of disable the items which were created yesterday or week ago, because we kind of treat those mount points as useful, as necessary, as important for us. So this would be mandatory, and yeah, now actually this is the default behavior on the 6.0, so we do not need to worry about that. Like it will continue the data collection even if it's not discovered. No worries there. Okay, pre-processing. This one is like how to say, like since we are doing since we are doing bulk data collection, and the data actually contains the like data points, to be more precise, like what we are talking about here is like this is the item key, like bulk data collection. And if we list the output, we see like the file system name, type, and then the like data points, which is changing all the time. And if we would feed that thing in the discovery, like including these numbers, it will cost extra load on the LLD rule. And what happens instead, here in the JavaScript, you tell like, let's extract only file system name, file system type. So let's extract this field and that field. And if these things never change, then like discard with heartbeat, like don't maintain the discovery cycle. So it's an extra protection how to deal with bulk data collection and kind of stream the data to the dependent items, and in the same time make the bulk data item suitable for LLD rule. For this demonstration, I will actually remove this second field, but we should keep that in the production, so to simulate it faster. Actually, it does not matter too much because I will unlink the template. Okay, here the mapping, that will remain the same, and here the magical part. What I usually what we want to do is remove this one and remove this one and keep like file system type. And if we like look what kind of types the template discovers out from the box, we can click here, macro, Control F, and the answer is this, like some different types. And actually, like the Samba share is not here in the list. And by Samba share, I mean CIFS. And here, if I have like in the memory the JSON path, I think I have the memory. Yeah, this one. So we can query the whole JSON input and search like what kind of mount points we have with the matching file system type. Enter. And I have only two, home user downloads and home user TB. And I want to monitor these mount points when they suddenly are disconnected. Just to give clear picture, if we run df-h, we see like here is my disk structure. For the root, it's like 500 gigabytes, and then like sudden like downloads folder is like 7.something terabytes, and same applies here. And I want to detect when the mount is not there and like not mounted. Okay, so we are targeting the CIFS thing, and let's go back over here, copy this guy to the clipboard, copy, and cancel, and I would put here when file system type matches CIFS. Override, not sure what this was meant, I will remove, add. So now I have two different discoveries, one which will deal with classical mount point monitoring, like measuring the disk, free disk, user disk space on that mount, and on the in the parallel we are running this CIFS monitoring. Okay, inside the item prototype, I want to share like two different approaches how to deal with this. One is flexible and the other is a little bit more efficient. And the first one, the flexible one, is create item, and there is like a item key, a built-in item key, which is able to count how many directories are inside the folder. And so we can take advantage of this item key, and like here we see the name, count of directories, and we can count how many directories are on the network mount. And in case you have any directories, then great, but of course we can have a mount without directories. Then this is not suitable. Like then the next solution I will share in like 5 minutes, that will be better. But most of the times when we seek for like set it and forget type of solution, then this can be a chance. This can be a solution, a workaround. So this item key can really help. And a lot of things here we can provide some patterns, what to match and what to not match. And I will remove almost most of them here, but one is useful in our situation, and that's called max depth. Like because out from the box it can, I'm not sure like how it behaves out from the box, but we want to minimize the footprint as much as possible. And by max depth, if we provide like 0, it will not query the subdirectories inside that file system on the network share, and it can save a little bit performance. And obviously if your mount contains 10,000 folders, then like this is give like extra CPU cycles on the agent, and maybe it will not be the best thing, and the other solution will work better. But if the amount of folders are less than 100, then it can work fine. Okay, so this would be the approach for the data collection, and here for the dir count I would put hashtag file system name like this, and directories and like amount of directories on file system name like this, and the update interval 5 seconds, and let's put like the tag debug as well, and that's it. Add, and let's just validate if this was the matching macro. Copy, going to the discovery here. Yes, that is the matching macro. Okay, let's try to simulate this thing, this new template and data collection hosts. I have one active I have one active agent which does not require any interface, and we will link the template over here. Click update, and in the 7.0 and in the 7.2, like the active checks work so fast. Like in the very moment I link the template, and like 10 seconds later the agent will know there is a task to do, and then another seconds later it will even execute discovery and start the data collection. Right now I see 43. If I refresh the page, click, it's 97. So it's in a very short time frame. It did discover already some entities. If we now look in the latest data page, click and the latest data page and filter out debug, enter, what we see, like I have home user downloads and the other directory, and it already works. Like it's giving the value. How to create a trigger? Like for the sake of tutorial, let's go in full discovery, and where is this one? Trigger prototype. Click severity high. Select prototype. Amount of directories. If it's 0, then it's bad. Insert. And okay, amount of directories in okay, 0 directories in, and that would be everything. Okay, add, and so this is the trigger, add, and does it work? To make to test that, what I will do, I will unlink the template and link it back, which will immediately trigger to re-execute everything. If I would use passive checks, it would be easier, but this setup is with the active checks. And again, like 43, it's the default one, and approximately 20 seconds later, it will start to create those items here in the latest data page. debug tag, apply, and voila, the items were made, and then like 5 seconds later it will even start to collect, apply. And okay, let's try to like break this setup inside this workstation or server. Let's like I will print on screen etc fs tab just to understand what happens here. Like I have a network share here, and I'm mounting it like there, and so it's under the home user, and right now I am in the home user, and if I write like sudo mount and like tb, which is this line, and enter, so I'm destroying this mount, like I mean like discarding. And here, since the data collection happens every 5 seconds, apply, so it's already gone, like 0 directory is detected there, and if we explore the problems, click, then like 0 directories in home user tb, like job done with quite a flexibility. Let's talk about that other approach, like because this one will not be suitable if you have how to say, no folders inside the share, or you have too many folders, like 10,000 or maybe million of directories behind the share. Then this solution will cost quite some like CPU cycles for the agent, and also for that operating system. So the other approach is to create a dummy file inside the share, inside the mounted share, and check if that dummy file exists. And let's like mount it back, sudo mount tb, enter, and I would visit this tb here. I'm currently right here. If I list the files, like there is some content inside, and I can like create file exists, something like that, dot for the hidden file inside the Linux, enter, and we will use Zabbix to check if this file exists. And obviously I made it already on the network system. If the network system disappears, then obviously it will fail to detect. So this is like the maximum efficiency, how to check, and like check with as little resources as possible. So now what we need to do, the modifications, network, this one, like let's keep that old one also, clone. And now there is a different item key which is called exists. So VFS file exists, click, and now I would provide this thing as a first argument, and then / dot exists. Let's see if it's the same. Click, copy, and paste. Yeah, the file name is absolutely the same. And so this should be the most fastest way to check the indication. And now the name of item would be like dummy file exists on mount point. Okay, and I think that's everything. Add. So in real life you have to choose only one, like the first one is flexible, the other one is the most efficient one, but this one always will require a little bit manual work whenever you introduce, or I mean whenever we apply the template to a new server. You need to have manual work to create those files manually and create with the mount successfully mounted. Otherwise it will be like a false alarm. Okay, let's create that trigger in the same time. Create, add, selecting the prototype, dummy file exists. If it does not exist, it's 0. And like dummy file does not exist on the file system name, like this. And that is everything. Add. So as I said, we don't need both. Let's right now disable this one, and I will unlink this thing and click unlink, update, and click and link back again, sifs, update. Okay, so what I did made the dummy file on TB mount point only, and I did not made it on the downloads, which obviously will create a false alarm. Like, that's your responsibility. If you target for most efficient method to not give any overhead on the Linux server, then yeah, it's extra steps to do. Right now, so it should have a false alarm for the downloads because I made the DB. Let's see that in practice. Monitoring latest data. What we see here for the TB, yes, the file is there, and I like this checkbox in this time as well. Show details, apply. If we do here like a triple click on this green line, I can do over here click, triple click, copy, and go open the notepad. We see like what exact thing it's checking, like downloads and .exist, like this file does not exist. Yeah, so since this is a false alarm, we should almost like like double check if the mount is working, and if you are confident that it's working, then yeah, I can show here downloads and like list the files and just count the files. I will not show what's inside my download folder. And like now I know like what's there, and I will create this dummy file just to satisfy Zabbix solution. Click, and this will immediately solve the false alarm. Let's see that old event problems. Okay, it's like solved like few seconds ago, I guess. So history, and we see dummy file does not exist on download. It was like the problem was for 1 minute 23 seconds. Okay, that is everything for this tutorial. Quite detailed, I think. I was using exactly the stock Linux template for active checks. The template is quite the same between 7.0 and 7.2, and as mentioned before, like this can be also applied in the 6.0. If we use quite recent Zabbix agent, then we have this exclusive item key to pick up all the mount points and create the dedicated items who is seeking either counting the directories or looking for that single dummy file. If it exists, then great. Okay, if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.